What it do, what it do? It's your boy J Mo, man. This is the Hustle Corner. Now, this isn't the Music Hustle Corner. This is the Hustle Corner. I changed some things around, man, because, I really feel like the information and what I want this channel to be is more for everyone, not just musicians. That's where it started at. That's where I'm still going to be putting information for all my musicians, everybody, songwriters, producers, all those composers, everything, because that is very, very important. Royalties is very important, man. I'll explain later on in this these YouTube videos. But yeah, man, in this video, I want to talk about how I grew my portfolio using Robinhood, the app Robinhood, from $100 to $30,000 in 7 months. I think it's important information, and we need to know this stuff. Yeah, man, Robinhood, that's where we at. It's kind of declined. That's all good. That's all good. Up 381. That's what my portfolio is looking like right now. Yeah, man, just trying to be transparent with y'all, let y'all know what's going on, man. All right, so first, before we dive into how I grew it to that amount, I want to say that like 3-4 years ago, I really started researching and studying financial literacy. I was in a situation at that time where life wasn't really too good, man. It was the biggest struggle I've ever faced. I had been in a situation prior that set me back in life, and that's something I might talk about later on as well. The bounce back was I had to bounce back, but so I started really just studying finances, wealth building, how to get there, because I know there's blueprints. I know there's ways the wealthy built their wealth. People aren't just given this stuff. Even though the majority of people who don't have any wealth, they believe that's how people, acquire their wealth, but that's not true at all. So I started reading a lot of books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Actually, that's probably that was the first book, and that was the most important book that really helped me understand, finances and how money works. And regardless of who I studied, by the way, Robert Kiyosaki is heavy into real estate. But whoever these financial teachers that I was learning from, whether they were, they acquired their wealth through real estate or royalties or what else, the stock market, there's many ways to acquire a business. There's many ways to acquire the wealth. But the common thing that I noticed, that all these people always spoke about to be ready for a stock market crash that happens every 10 years and a recession, every 20 years. Just when you look back the last 100, 200 years in U.S. history, it always happens. It's just facts. It's just what happens. But at the end of the day, it always bounces back, and it even grows further than where it last left off. So we were due up for one, and we were due up for a big one. It was a recession that was going to happen. They say the most millionaires that are ever made are always made during these times, these recessions, these depressions, where the market crashes, and people have their money ready for that. The people that are ready for it. And when it dips, and not just a little dip, but crashes, that's when they get in and they like 10 times their money, 20 times their money, and so I always remembered that. I was like, okay, I've never really been a stock guy, I never really knew too much of it. I was just, thinking like everybody else thinks, and it's like, it's a scam, or it's, you'll lose money, it's a risk, and all that. Until I started, like I said, really just reading, researching, and I would say the second thing that led me to start investing in the stock market is my boy Griff, the gym owner at the gym. Griff's a ex NFL player for the Carolina Panthers. This dude's a hustler. He's a gym owner. He does all kinds of stuff. He sells golds. He invests in golds and silver and all that. And we were talking about the stock market, and he's always giving me a little bit of game. He knows I'm like real business savvy. I'm a barber, by the way, so I have my little business going on. So and of course the music. So he make and he makes music too. You know, he was he's got royalties and all that as well. And so we would just always talk money. And he would always talk, he'd bring the stock market, and I'd just be like, yeah, man, I've been, researching and learning, and I'm getting ready, to get in one day. And he's like, yeah, it does crash. Next thing that, helped me lead me to invest in the stock market is I started seeing this, this C19 thing going on in February happening in overseas, and just things was looking crazy. And then they started talking about, US, and I seen what was happening. I seen what's happening over there. I seen what was about to happen over here. So I was like, yo, it's about to crash, and ultimately we know that's exactly what happened. So when that started happening, I started doing everything I can to raise as much money as I could. Like I said, I'm a barber, so I started giving deals. I started doing everything I can to raise that capital, because it's like I've been researching the last 3-4 years, and this is exactly what they said was going to happen. And it's like, oh snap! It's like it's happening. I see it. I was, really, and anxiety. And mind you, me and Griff had this talk maybe a month before this crash happened, and so he had I told him, like, what should I do? Like, how do I get involved? And he's like, man, just put a little bit of money in there, man, and play with it, learn it. And I was like, yeah, you know what? So, I put $100 in there. I bought like little stocks or whatnot. I think it was like cannabis stocks. And I've seen what was going on. I was like, okay, I'm getting a feel for this. So, fast forward, it's the market's crashing. I'm raising money. So I buy my first stock. And this is a stock that I've been reading about this company, man, and the CEO. I really am. I admire him, and that's Elon Musk, and the company is Tesla. And I seen how much it was, the stock price at the time, and it was blowing up, and it was just like, this is a revolutionary company that's going to do revolutionary things, it's one thing for a company to come up because it has made an industry, evolve. Evolution takes place a lot. There's always going to be a up and coming, whether it's a new, person or a company or whatnot, and they evolve this industry that they're in. Just like, it was MySpace, then it was Twitter, then it was Facebook, like these things that they evolve, right? It's the same industry, but then you have revolutionary people or companies, and these are like, this is something new, this isn't there was nothing prior. And and a lot of people are confused about Tesla. They think automotive company, and it's really a tech company. But at the end of the day, you put them together, and really what it's based off of is natural energy. And I mean, we're talking revolutionary, like this thing's crazy. So anyways, I buy my first Tesla stock. So I bought my first Tesla stock. It was March 18th, and I got in at 357. Mind you, fast forward, before they did the 5-1 split where they divided it and everything was still, you still kept the same amount of money. You just got more stocks and had the same value of money. But before they did that stock that I bought at 357 had risen up to 2,500. So, you do the profits on that, and that's what is it, 21? It's over $2,000 gain, and that's just for one stock. So I seen it grow. I seen what was happening. So gradually, as time goes on, I'm buying one, two if I can. I'm still building overall, everything, barbering everything, the music, everything, and I wasn't completely ready. I wish I would have had like 10,000, available at that time. But I didn't. But even if I did, without me first dibbling and dabbling in there, I probably would have been hesitant because I never invested in the stock market, like I said, prior. And but I seen what was going on, so I started buying 1, 2 if I could every week or 2 weeks or whatever. I was like almost all in because I just seen it, and it was an opportunity. The stock, like I said, I got it at 357. It was at almost $900 right before the market crashed. So it was like, where do you think this? So yeah, man. Overall, I grew it from $100 to what it is today, mainly because of being invested in Tesla stock early, or at least earlier than most people. And it's still early. The price prediction is crazy where this is going to go. This is going to be bigger than Amazon. It's my belief that it's going to be, as well as many others. And a lot of people are really, they're hesitant to buy Tesla, and they're really, they're unsure because this is new. This is revolutionary, as I said before, and I've never seen it. But if anyone, all our minds are different, but some people can just see it like it's easy. It's an easy call, and it's barely getting started. I would still suggest that you get involved. Then again, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't listen to me. But that's how I feel. That's my opinion about this Tesla stock. And within these 7 months, I've learned more, right? Because I'm in there, I'm involved. Once I heard this one thing, this quote. It says, "When you pay attention. When you pay attention." Meaning, when you give your money towards somewhere, you really gonna pay attention. Versus if somebody just gives it to you for free. If they give it to you for free, you're just like, "Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, cool." You didn't pay nothing. You're not losing anything. You're not invested. But once you pay, you gonna pay attention. So I'm learning. I started learning about dividends. I started learning about trading options, all kinds of stuff. I've been kind of dibbling and dabbling with day trading options, and that's a whole nother animal. Anyways, my point is, the stock market is one of the best indicators if someone has any type of wealth, because I would say almost all people who have real wealth are invested in the stock market, and it's not a coincidence. There's reasons behind that. There's reasons why there's really no courses in high school or junior high or just any the standard schooling, at least in the US, that teaches you this stuff. Just like just like business and real estate. We got the basics, and this stuff right here, a lot of us don't know. My people didn't know. My grandmother didn't know. We've been poor. We don't, and the majority of America or the world is like that. They don't know, so we never get it. But yeah, man, I think it's time we change some things. I think it's time that we start reading, we start researching, and we start letting go of the toxicity that's alive, in these times. And there's lots of it. There's more of it, and it's easier to be distracted and to pay attention to things that aren't going to do anything for us, our family, and our futures. So, that's how I did it. And if you're not involved, I really hope you start to get involved. Do what I did, and just, if you can, even if you just put $20, $50 or whatever, they've got cheap stocks, and they grow, But yeah, man, that's basically how I've done it thus far, and I'm gonna continue to go. We're gonna get 100 by next year, and I hope y'all get involved, and I hope we can all have these types of stories, right? But yeah, man, it's your boy J Mo. This is the Hustle Corner, man. Hope y'all have a good day. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check all the description out.